Hello students, a very good morning to one and all. Welcome back to SISYA class. In today's class, we will learn about the new topic control and coordination. Right students, let's have a class in a simple terminology with a simple sentences. And everyone are fear about this topic because it is included with different types of nerve system, neurons, brain, everything are included in this lesson, but it is a very simple and important topic that comes under 10th grade. Right students, let's learn. Okay, before starting the class, let me introduce myself. I am Sheila Dikshit. I have done my masters from Andhra University and I have 2+ of years experience. And in today's class students, we will learn about the stimulus and responses that happens in control and coordination, and the control and coordinations in animals, nerve system and reflex arc, and neuron. Okay, these are the topics that we will cover in our today's class. And be ready with your questions, and if you have any doubt, clarify in this session itself. While coming to the introduction part, what is control and what is coordination? We have to know the differences. Right students, what is control and why it is helpful and why we are having control and coordination in every living organisms. Right? While coming to the intro part, first of all, we have to see what is control and what is coordination. First of all, while coming to the control, the power to regulate and direct body activities. It is the power to regulate and to direct the body activities. Right? Simple terms you have to learn, then only it will be helpful for you all to remember what is control and what is coordination. And while coming to coordination, it is the harmonious working together of different organs. Different organs perform here to conduct as a function or to conduct a work or to conduct some activity. Here it is the harmonious working together of different organs comes under coordination. And why this control and coordination is very important for every living organism? To escape the situation. Okay, this control and coordination help us to escape from the dangerous situations, okay, threat situations, or if you are facing any like uncomfort situations in a particular location, or if you are frightened with some animals, or if you are having any dangerous threat nearby us, this is the control and coordination which help us to escape from this at that time or at that situation. Right? While coming to the next one, in living organisms, control and coordination are necessary. Why it is necessary? It is necessary to respond to the stimuli. When there is a stimulus, we automatically give a response. Right? It is respond to stimuli. Why it is necessary? To give a response to stimuli and maintain internal balance. Okay, not only giving responses to the stimuli or the stimulus, it also maintain the internal balances like homeostasis and ensure the survival. Okay, it will help us in all these things. For these purposes, this control and coordination is necessary for every living organism. One is to respond to stimuli and to maintain internal balance, ensure the survival. And when coming to stimulus, what is stimulus? It is nothing but any change in the environment that causes reaction. Okay, what is stimulus? Any change that happens in the environment that causes reaction is called as stimulus. Example, heat, example, light, example, sound, example, touch. These are all the examples that comes under stimulus. And while coming to responses, it is the reaction shown by an organism to a stimulus. Okay, when we put our hand near to the heat substances or near to the fire or near to the candle, what we will do? We will keep our hand like that only for some time. We automatically take our hand back. Why? Because we are having a sense of heat. Right? So this is the heat. It is comes under stimuli, and the responses here, taking our hand back from that candlelight or fire is called as response. This is how the stimulus is quite different from the responses. While coming to stimulus, it is the change that we find in the environment that causes reaction. Example, heat, light, sound, touch, etc. And while coming to reaction, responses like reaction shown by the organism to a stimulus. Particular stimulus is called as stimulus and responses. Right students? Yes. While coming to animals, animals have two different types of systems. One is nerve system, another one is endocrine system. Right? These are the systems that perform control and coordination in animals. I am talking about only animals, not plant students. Later we will learn about the plants, how the control and coordination happens in plants. Let us first see about the animals, how the control and coordination happens in animals. And we have two different types of systems. One is nerve system and another one is endocrine system. These are the two systems that perform in animals the control and coordination, right? And while coming to the nerve system, what is the function of nerve system? We all know the function of nerve system is to carry the messages and to carry the signals. This is how what we learned in our lower grades. While coming to the functions of the nerve system, it receives the information from sense organs. There are different types of sense organs. 5 sense organs have in our body, right? These sense organs receives information from the sense organs. Nerve system will receive the information, and the received information sends messages to different parts of the body. Right, it will carries the information from the sense organs and it also sends the messages to the different parts of the body and help in quick responses. It is very important. When there is no any nerve system in our body, we won't respond to the stimulus and we won't give responses, quick responses. Right, students, we won't give any quick responses. So the nerve system is very important. Hence, it gives quick responses. Right, students, it also helps in quick responses. While coming to the neuron, what is the neuron? Like nucleus is the while coming to cell, it is the fundamental unit of life, we all know. And while coming to nephron, it is the structural and functional unit of kidney. This is how there is different types of cells and tissues and organs that present in our body performs their main functions in a particular organ. While coming to the neuron is also called as the structural and functional unit of nerve system. Right? It is also called as the structural and functional unit of nerve system. Neuron is the structural and functional unit of nerve system, and it is the structure. See here, students, this is the structure of neuron. Let us see the parts of neurons. While coming to the dendrites, what is the function of dendrites here? Dendrites receive the information, right? It receives the information from next cell to towards the cell body. It receives the information. It receives information from the cell to from the next cell towards the cell body. Yes, we will discuss about cell body. I will show you the parts of the cell body. See, this is the structure of neuron. It will carry the information towards the cell body. And while coming to the dendrites, these are the short branch extensions from the cell body, right? And it receives the nerve impulses. Its function is to receive the nerve impulses from the sensory receptors or nearby neurons, and it also carries the impulses towards the cell body, right, students? And the dendrites function is to carry the information, and it also receives the information from one cell to another cell, and it will carry the information from one cell to towards the next cell body that present in the neuron. Okay, this is the structure of the neuron. Neuron contains dendrites. See, this is the dendrites. Dendrites are the network structures that present in the neuron, nerve system. And while coming to the dendrites, while coming to the next one, cell body. See here, cell body cytone, it contains nucleus. See, this is the dendrites, and here nucleus we can find in the cell body. Inside the cell body we will find nucleus. And this cell body function is like it controls the metabolic activities of the neuron and the processes received the nerve impulses, the processes that happens in the nerve impulses, and it also controls the metabolic activities of the neuron. And this neuron contains, this cell body contains nucleus and as well as mitochondria. We call it as a powerhouse of the cell. Right students, it also contains nucleus as well as mitochondria and some other cell organelles. Okay, some other cell organelles it also contains in the cell body, and it is mainly concerned with the maintenance of growth of the cell. Okay, mainly concerned with the growth of the cell. The cell body mainly concerned with growth of the cell. These are the main things that regarding to the cell body. While coming to the axon, it is the long thread-like extension. See, this is the structure of the axon. We can see here students, this is the long thread-like extensions. It carries the nerve impulses away from the cell body. See here, the nerve impulses which are generated in the cell body, it will be carried away from the cell body, and often it is covered with the myelin sheath which speeds up impulse transmissions. And axons look like a long thread-like extensions, and its function is to carry the impulses away from the cell body. While coming to the axon terminals, the ends of the axon is called as axon terminals, and they are in the form of branches. They are in the form of branches and releases neurotransmitters, help in the transmission of impulses across synapse. Right students, these are all function is to carry the signals and carries the informations like impulses, right? They will carry and they will perform in the passage. Okay, they will passage the information from one nerve to another nerve. While coming to the nerve impulse, electrical signal that travels along the neuron and it moves from one direction only. It will move only one direction. Hence, the synapses are not connected to each other and transmitted the chemically at the synapse end. Right students, these are the nerve impulses we can find. While coming to the synapse, it is a junction between two neurons. Okay, it is the junction between two neurons, allows transmission of impulses during neurotransmitters, and it also ensures only one-way movement of impulse because it will move only in the one direction, only in the single direction. Hence, it will ensures only one-way movement of impulse. And where it is located in between the two neurons. Synapse is located in between two neurons. While coming to the types of neurons, we can see here there are three different types of neurons. One is sensory neuron, another one is motor neuron, and another one is interneuron. There are the three different types of neurons: sensory, motor, and interneuron. The function of the sensory neuron is to carry the impulses from receptors to brain or spinal cord. What is the function of the sensory neuron, students? Its function is to carry only the impulses from the receptors to the brain or spinal cord. And function of motor neuron, it carry impulses from brain or spinal cord to muscles or glands. Okay, motor neuron function is to carry the impulses, but from brain or spinal cord to muscles or glands that present in our body. And the function of the interneuron, it connects sensory and motor neurons. It connects both the sensory and motor neuron. Hence, it is present in between these two neurons, sensory and motor neuron. The interneuron is present and located. It connects both the sensory and motor neurons. Importance of neurons. What are the importance of neurons? Why it is important means it will enable the sensation and movement and thinking. Okay, it will enable our sensations, our movements, and our thinking. Everything was dependent in our nerve system, right? And it enables our sensation and movement and thinking. The neurons are important for every function that happening in thinking, movement of our body, voluntary actions, involuntary actions. Everything was controlled and help in reflex actions also and coordinate activities of the nerve system. The activities that happened in the nerve system is controlled by the neuron and help in reflex actions also, and it enables the sensation, movement and thinking. While coming to the reflex action, it is a quick and automatic involuntary responses to a stimulus. The stimulus that happening and the change that happening in an environment, we are giving a quick responses. This is the action that gives a quick and automatic involuntary response. It is not under our control. Voluntary actions are our control, under our control. While coming to involuntary actions, they are not our control. Hence, they are the quick responses giving to a stimulus. Examples: withdrawing our hand, withdrawal our hand from the hot object or from the heat or from fire, and blinking our eyes. These are all the involuntary responses that we are giving to the stimulus. And while coming to the reflex arc, it is the pathway followed by the nerve impulse during the reflex action. This is the pathway followed followed by the nerve impulse during reflex action, and the action that happens here where it happens in the receptors, sense organs like and sensory neuron, spinal cord, motor neuron, effector muscles are gland cells. This is the pathway that happens of reflex action that we can find in reflex arc. And why it also happens in spinal cord means it will save the time, give these quick responses by saving the time, and brain is informed later. First the main thing is it will save the time, and later it will gives the information to the brain. And let us see about the human nerve system. There are three nerve systems that are present in our human body. One is central nerve system, CNS, and peripheral nerve system, and autonomic nerve system. These are the three nerve systems that we can find in the human body. Let us learn each about in a detail. While coming to the central nerve system, like brain is the part, it is protected by skull, meninges, and cerebrospinal fluid. While coming to the central nerve system, it also contains spinal cord. Not only brain, it also contains spinal cord. And it is protected by skull, cerebrospinal fluid, and meninges. While coming to the parts of brain, let us see the parts of brain. Forebrain is the part that located in it includes cerebrum, thalamus, and hypothalamus. These are the parts that includes in the forebrain. And while coming to the brain, it is the main coordinating organ that present in the human body. Like it is the center of the body coordinating, and it will controls and monitors the functions that happens in our body, like voluntary functions and involuntary functions, which are controlled in our body. And we all have to know the weight of the brain. It is about 400 grams. Students, the weight of the brain is about And while coming to the weight of the brain, it is about 1400 grams, right? It weighs 1400 grams. And let us see the functions of cerebrum, thalamus, and hypothalamus, students. While coming to the functions of cerebrum, the functions of cerebrum is thinking. It helps us to think, and intelligence, keeping our memory power, and the voluntary actions which are controlled by our body. Voluntary actions are not controlled our body. While coming to voluntary actions, they are controlled by our body. And it is the largest part of the brain. Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. And it is the connection, like it is the connection to the midbrain, small connection to the midbrain. While coming to the functions, thinking, intelligence, memory, voluntary actions, these are all the functions that happens in the cerebrum part. It is the largest part of the brain. And while coming to hypothalamus, the next part that located in the forebrain, it controls the hunger and thirst. We feel hungry and thirsty. These are all controlled and coordinated by the hypothalamus part that present in the forebrain. And it also maintains the body temperature that present in our body and links the nerves and endocrine system. While coming to the midbrain, controls visual and auditory reflexes, and it gives the eye movement also. It is the small region that present in the brain. Midbrain is the small region while comparing to cerebrum. Right, it is a small region of the brain part that present in the human brain. Midbrain's function is to control the visual and auditory reflexes, and it is the sense of sight and hearing. Okay, it also gives the sense of sight like visual and hearing like auditory reflexes. While coming to the hindbrain, let us see about the hindbrain. Cerebellum, it balances and coordinates the muscles. It gives the balance of our body, and it also coordinates the muscles that present in our body. And it consists of three parts, like pons varolii and cerebellum and medulla oblongata. It consists of three parts, pons and cerebellum and medulla oblongata are the three parts that we can find in hindbrain. Let us see about cerebellum. It is the main part of the hindbrain, and it is responsible to maintaining the posture of the body. It is the main part of the hindbrain, and it maintains the posture. It maintains the posture of our body, and it gives balance, and it also coordinates the control of our voluntary actions like muscles during that and according to the directions that happens in our body. Okay, its function is to maintains the posture and equilibrium of our body, and it will balance us, and it also controls the coordination of muscles. Okay, these are all the things that we can find in the cerebellum. While coming to the pons, it helps in breathing and connects brain parts. Okay, its function is to helps in breathing. Okay, we will breathe in and we will breathe out. These are all the functions that happens and controls by the hindbrain, which is the part pons. It helps in breathing as well as, and it connects the brain parts, and it consists of nerve fibers also. It consists nerve fibers that connects the portions of cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla oblongata. It connects cerebrum and cerebellum and medulla also. It connects through these nerve fibers. While coming to medulla oblongata, the functions of the medulla oblongata is to control the involuntary actions. What are the involuntary actions? Involuntary actions are nothing but they are not under our control. Right, students? These actions are not under our control. Example, heartbeat, breathing, blood pressure. These are all the things that happens in our body, involuntary actions. Most involuntary actions that happens in our body like heartbeat, right, students, and blood pressure, movement of the food in the alimentary canal. These are all the things that happens in involuntary actions, and these are controlled by the medulla oblongata, like heartbeat and movement of food, in the alimentary canal, and the blood pressure. Right, students? These are all the actions, involuntary actions controls by the medulla oblongata. And while coming to the spinal cord, it is the continuous of the medulla oblongata and runs through the vertebral column. Right, students? Spinal cord, it is the continuation of the medulla oblongata. It is the continuation of medulla oblongata, and it controls the reflex actions that happens in our body, and it also transmits the messages between the brain and body. The messages that happens in our body, like responses that we are giving and the stimulus we are reaching, that passes and transmits the messages between the brain and to the body parts. This is the function of the spinal cord. And students, do you know the brain transmits at a rate of, it will transmit the messages at a rate of 240 miles per hour. Right, it will transmit the messages 240 miles per hour, and there are 10 million nerve cells in our brain. Right students, there are 10 million nerve cells are there in our brain, and they transmits the messages in the rate of 240 miles per hour, and the brain uses 25% of our energy, like 25% of the oxygen that used by the human body. 25% of the oxygen is used by the body. The brain uses 25% of the energy, like oxygen, that used by the human body. These are all the things that we have to remember. Let us see about the peripheral nerve system. The function of the peripheral nerve system is it consists of the cranial and spinal nerves, and there are 12 pairs of cranial nerves in our brain, and they reach the organs from the head regions. There are 12 pairs of cranial nerves that we can find in our brain, and these cranial nerves function is to connect CNS, like it also connects to the central nerve system, to the organs, and it consists of 12 pairs of cranial nerves, and it also contains the spinal nerves of the pairs of 31 pairs it consists, and it reaches to various parts of the body. It contains 31 pairs of spinal nerves in the spinal cord, and cranial nerves it is in the 12 pairs. So this is about the peripheral nerve system. And while coming to autonomic nerve system, it controls the involuntary actions, and types of involuntary, like the types of autonomic nerve system, there are two types. One is sympathetic nerve system and another one is parasympathetic nerve system. The two types of sympathetic and parasympathetic nerve system that we can find in the autonomic nerve system, and its function is also to control the involuntary actions that happens in the body. While coming to the sympathetic nerve system, it releases the hormones that secreted in our body, like they releases fight or flight hormones, which is released by the adrenal gland, and it also increases the heartbeat. When this hormone will helps, okay students, fight or flight hormone, how it will helps, it also helps to escape from the situations when we are getting into a depression, or when we are facing any threat situations. It releases more in our body and helps us from that particular situation to escape. So this is the sympathetic nerve system that we can find in the autonomic nerve system. And while coming to the parasympathetic nerve system, it is the rest and digest, okay, it will help in the rest and digestion process and decreases the heartbeat. While coming to sympathetic, it is in the increasing of heartbeat, and this is the parasympathetic nerve system that decreases the heartbeat. Let us see about the endocrine system. The function of the endocrine system is to release the hormones, and it will help in the secretion of hormones that secreted by different types of glands that present in our body. Let us see about the endocrine system here students. While coming to the endocrine system, it is a system with ductless glands, and it also releases hormones directly into the bloodstream, and there is no any tubes, or there will be no any ducts to carry the hormones that released by the different types of glands that are present in our body. Hence these glands are called as ductless glands and endocrine system. And the hormones that are released are in the form of chemical messengers that help our body, and they also act on the specific target organs, and slow but long lasting effect they will show. They are very slow but they will show long lasting effect. And let us see the major endocrine glands and hormones here. While coming to the glands, the pituitary gland is also called as the master's gland. It is also called as the master's gland. It releases growth hormone, and function is to control the growth, and it secretes the growth hormone here. And while coming to the thyroid, it releases the hormone thyroxine, and its function is to metabolism. While coming to the next gland, pancreas, it releases the hormone insulin and its function is to control the blood sugar. And the gland that present in our body, adrenal, it releases the hormone like adrenaline and function is emergency hormone. It releases the emergency hormone. And while coming to the testes, these are the gonads. It releases like testosterone hormone and its function is to show like male characters, that develop secondary sexual characters in the male body. And while coming to ovaries, ovaries release which hormone? It releases the estrogen. These are the it will be helpful in the development of female characters. These are the glands and hormones and their functions that released in our body comes of endocrine system, major endocrine system glands. These are the major endocrine system glands that we can find in our body. And let us see the control and coordination that happens in the plants. While coming to the plants, they lack nerves but show coordination, right? Like our human body, they don't have any particular nerve system to carry the messages or to carry the signals to particular organ. But they show coordination by using the hormones that are released by the plants, right? And they also show growth movements. They also show growth movements. They also show responses, even though they don't have any special nerve system that present in their body. And let us see the hormones that released in the plant. While coming to the auxin, its function is to help in the elongation of the cells that present in the plant body. And gibberellin, it will helps in the growth of the stem. And cytokinin, it will helps in the division of the cells that present in the plant body. And ethylene, it will helps in the fruit ripening. And abscisic acid, it will function and it helps the growth and inhibition process that happens in the plant body. Right students, these are the hormones that releases in the plant. And let us see the tropic movements. Plant also show movements regarding to the stimulus. Okay, they also show some responses and movements regarding to the change happens in the environment and the stimulus that are getting from the environment. There are some directional growth responses. The types are phototropism based on the light. Okay, the plant and the flower will show movements regarding to the direction. Example, sunflower. We can give the example sunflower. It will participate in the phototropism. When the sun rises, it will turn towards the east, and when there is a sunset, it will move towards or show movement towards the west. This is how we can show the directional growth responses in plants. The one is phototropism. And while coming to geotropism, it will shows the movement towards like ground. It is the gravity that shows the growth and responses and directional movement towards the soil and ground. And while coming to hydrotrophism, it is the movement and directional growth that happens towards the water, right students? And thigmotrophism, when we touch a particular plant, it will shows the responses and directional responses. For example, Mimosa pudica. Mimosa pudica is also an example that we can say thigmotrophism. Like when we touch that plant, it will show quick responses by closing its leaves. And the Nastic movements here we can find it will be non-directional and it will give quick and fast responses caused by turgor changes. And example is Mimosa pudica, touch me not plant. We can give an example for this Nastic movements. Okay students, let's see some important PYQs. These are the questions that frequently we are seeing in our exams, like from this chapter control and coordination. Mostly we are getting 2 marks questions students, like define reflex action, like name the center of reflex actions that happening in human body. This is come with 2 marks question. And what is reflex arc? Explain its components. It carries 3 marks. And state the role of spinal cord and reflex action. It carries 2 marks. It will be helpful to write the answers in 1 or 2 sentences. Right students, mostly we from this chapter we are getting 2 marks and 3 marks questions only. There is no any long answers. But there are the questions asking like case-based studies. For example, a student accidentally touches a hot iron and immediately withdraws its hand. Name the type of action involved here and name the part of the nerve system responsible for this action. Write the pathway followed by the nerve impulses. These are the questions that are asking in case-based studies. Okay students, thank you for listening the class, and don't forget to subscribe and download the SISYA Class app. And thank you all for listening the class. Let's see in the next class with upcoming new topic. Okay, thank you all students.